All right, so I am super excited about this week's topic. I actually had it planned. Last week I wrote out what we were going to talk about this week, and then I saw some stuff on Facebook today, and I was like, oh my gosh, this goes perfect with what we're going to talk about tonight. And I had like all these ideas flying through my head, so I actually made notes so that I could actually stay on track. So first of all, so our topic tonight is consistency and how important it is in business and in your life. And so I'm going to start by telling you guys kind of like a little bit about what I've been doing personally. It has very little to actually do with Posh, but it's just kind of like a major change for me. And the results that I've seen have been extremely eye-opening and have taught me a lot about how I can better work my business. So on August 13th, random that I know the day, but I went and saw the Rachel Hollis movie. So she had a movie, it's called Made for More, and it's all about kind of her journey through becoming a business owner and building her brand. It's kind of like motivational. She shares her struggles, how she overcame them, a lot of the practices that she uses. But more importantly, for me, it was almost like someone saying, like, you can do it. The only thing holding you back from accomplishing what you want to accomplish is yourself. And so it was literally in that movie theater that I was like, I'm going to make a change personally, and I'm starting right now. And so the change for me personally was that I have always kind of struggled with my weight. I've gone back and forth. And over the past 2 years, I have completely stopped working out. I mean, I would like go to the gym twice a month or something. But I would always say, I don't have time. I'm too busy. I have, like I substitute teach sometimes. I have my Posh business, my kids, my house. There's no time for me to work out. And so basically, that was the change that I wanted to make in my life. And on the next day, I woke up and I went to the gym, and I have worked out every single day since then. So I've been doing like a count on my phone, and it's 115 days that I've been working out. And the changes that I have seen are huge. And I'm not talking about weight loss or the way that I look or body image or any of that. It is changes like inside of myself, because for the first time ever, I kept a promise to myself. And that's what consistency is. Consistency is saying that you're going to do something and actually doing it. So back to kind of like my personal struggles, a lot of time in the very beginning when I started this, I was going to the gym, I was eating healthy. And like 2 weeks in, I was like, nothing's changed. Like, I feel good, yeah, but I haven't lost any weight. My clothes fit the same. Maybe this isn't for me. And that is the consistent pattern that we find ourselves in when we're trying to start something new. You don't see immediate results, so you think it's not working. And there's so many different theories out there or quotes or things that can encourage you to keep going. And I remember around that 2-week mark, I read this quote, which it's like a proverb, where it says, it's something about right before, or the caterpillar thought it was the end of his life, and the next day he turned into a butterfly, something like that. But it's really like when you are on the verge of having success or seeing a big change, it's usually when you're contemplating giving up. And so when you push past that point, you see what is out there, what the possibilities are, what the potential is, the growth that you're going to achieve. And that is so relevant to our business. I see people come in all the time, and this was me. This was me when I started Posh. I started out and I was like, this is so fun. I love these products. They're so cute. I posted on Facebook. I had a few friends who were interested. I sent them out their samples. They placed their first order. I think one person had an online party. It did okay. And I had like achieved all of these goals that I had set for myself. But then I was like, now what? Like, everyone who I know, that what I was telling myself was that everyone I know has already seen me post. And these 5 or 10 people that ordered have ordered, so what now? And I actually remember it was about 2 months into my Posh business, I told my husband, like, I guess that's it? Like, I think I'm done with Posh. And he's like, why? And I'm like, well, everyone like ordered and I don't really know what to do now. And he's like, that's kind of weird. Like, you just started. You don't even know like what these people haven't even had a chance to reorder and you're already like, I guess that's it. And it's because you do everything that you're supposed to do and then you're like, okay, what now? And really the what now is pushing yourself outside of your comfort zone or continuing to do what you're doing, not knowing whether that's going to give you the result that you want or not. And so often I see people do the same exact thing. They come into our business, they're excited, they have a huge first month, they meet their quick start goals, and then it comes to their second or third month and they're like, what now? And really the what now, I can tell you what to do now, and it's the same thing that you had to do when you began. You need to find new people to try products, you need to follow up with customers, you need to go live and share it. The what now is really inside of you. You have to have the motivation to continue pushing in your business and be consistent and going for what you want. And it's really hard because it's so hard and it sounds so easy because it's like, oh, it's all up to you. Well, that is until you have all the voices in your head where they're like, you can't do this. This is wasting your time. Don't put any more money into this. No one wants to try your products. It's really how you are pushing yourself inside. Are you truly committed to it? Are you doing things consistently in your business that are going to give you the results that you want? And a lot of people, they just quit and they never know what could have been out there. What was their potential? Who was it? Maybe there was someone that was watching you that was like, if she keeps doing this and really loving it, I'm going to join her team. But you were posting and no one was responding and you weren't getting the interaction. So you're like, I'm done. And now your friend is like, oh, it didn't work out for her. So obviously she's not going to join your team. That is so common. People all the time will be like, oh, does this person still sell that? Or does that person still sell this? And it's because these people aren't showing up consistently for the people that are watching them. Just because no one's interacting doesn't mean that they're not watching you. And when you are doing things consistently, people are noticing you. So that's a little introduction to consistency. And I made a list of 5 ways that you can be consistent in your business. So the first thing is, do you have a daily task list? A lot of times, especially for the people who work this part-time, who have like an hour a day or less to commit to their business, do you have a list of what your priority is? If you don't have a list of what your priorities are in your business, it's going to be really easy for you to just be like, okay, I have 30 minutes. What's the first thing I can think of to do? Instead of doing that, make it a list and say, okay, I have 30 minutes. I'm going to start knocking these things off of my list. Maybe the first thing on your list is what I would start with is your personal business. Do you have customers to follow up with? Do you have a VIP post to make? Do you have someone to check back in with that got samples? Something like that. Make a list of 5 things that you know you can do every single day in your business. Go live, share a product, talk about what you love, follow up with someone, write a thank you note, anything like that. Write a list of 5 things so that when you have time to work your business, you have some concrete things that you can work on. Number 2 is to have a VIP group schedule. This is something that I struggle with a lot. And it's hard because I'm always talking about it, but it really is something, it's almost like I need to make a commitment to myself, like I made 115 days ago, that tomorrow, I'm going to make this commitment actually. Tomorrow, I am going to start being consistent in my VIP group. And you guys can hold me to that. I would love if we kind of made like a little pact between all of us who are doing this and saying, yes, tomorrow we're starting. Let's see how many days we can keep this promise to ourselves to be the best we can be in our VIP group. And it's so simple. It's so simple. It's so silly that we even have to do this because it's one of the easiest things in our business. But really, let's think of what could happen if we posted in our VIP group genuine, good, interactive posts for 115 days. I bet that all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 of us would have rocking VIP groups. It doesn't have to be something posh every day. It doesn't have to be a video every day. It could be a Monday motivation quote. It could be a try it Tuesday, sign up for a sample quote. It could be what's your favorite food Wednesday. Whatever it is, we're going to post in there every single day. Because when we start doing something every single day, other people start watching us. Right now, my VIP group isn't bad, but it's not what it could be. And we can say that Facebook algorithms or interaction is low or no one's watching or this or that. But the truth is we don't know what the possibilities are in our VIP groups because we're not working them the way that we should be. So for everyone on here, tomorrow is day 1. We're going to post in there every single day. And in groups, this is so easy. You can schedule posts. So if you're like, every single day is really hard for me, say that you're going to every Sunday night sit down and create 7 posts. Post one in the morning one day, in the afternoon the other day, and it's just going to create this ongoing momentum in your VIP group that you're not having to sit there every single day and think of something. So let's do that because I think that that could be really great for us. So tomorrow is day 1. Okay, number 3, something to be consistent is welcoming new team members. Right now, we have all of the tools in front of us from home office to be consistent in how we're welcoming new team members, but are we actually doing it? Getting a new team member is one of the most important parts of this business, and I think that we just kind of are flippant about it, like, oh, here, join the group, there you go, you're in. When you have someone join, the chance of them being successful isn't on you. It's really not. They're starting their own business. But if you can guide them, if you can check in with them, if you can follow up with them and help them, you are way more likely to have a new, excited, successful team member. So number 3 is welcoming new team members, but more importantly, it's creating a routine on how you welcome new team members. Make sure that you write it out, maybe 10 things. This is what I'm going to talk about, the first 10 things when someone joins my team. Maybe the first day you're going to show them, okay, this is how you log into Virtual Office. Maybe the second day you're going to be like, this is how you watch the videos. These are super helpful. This is one of my favorite ones. Maybe the third day you're like, look, this is how you set up a party. And when you have consistent conversation with them, it's going to help them know that you are there to support them. And I think that we will see a lot more success in our new team members. All right, number 4, customer interactions. So being consistent with your customers is huge. And Posh is actually working on making this a lot easier for us and creating a tool that we can use to follow up with our customers. So right now it's a little bit more difficult because we don't have the tool. We can use outside tools to help us follow up. But it is really, really important. If you could follow up with your customers the way that we really should be following up with our customers, you would see a huge increase in your sales. And that means you're following up with them when they get the products. A week later, how do you like the products? You're keeping track of when their products would run out. So a week before the 2-month mark of them having their BFF is up, you follow up with them and you say, hey, I know you got that BFF about 8 weeks ago. That's about the time that mine starts to run out. Can I add a new one for you? Do you want a link to order? When someone orders, you immediately go and write them a thank you note. All of these little things that play into customer service if you started really doing those consistently, how could that change your business? So that's number 4, customer interactions. And it's not going to be the same for everyone. It's going to be different. Whether you write thank you notes or you text them or you call them or you email them, whatever it might be, you thank them on your VIP group. Maybe you do multiple things, because the more ways that you're interacting and touching your customers, they're going to feel that from you and know that they are appreciated. And then the 5th one kind of ties back into number 4, but are you consistent in your follow-up? Are you following up with your new team members? Are you following up with your customers? Are you following up with your past hostesses? Are you following up with contacts from events? And that's all something that you can tie into consistency. Maybe it's your goal to follow up with one person per day. Maybe it's a customer one day and it's a potential recruit another day. Maybe it's a new team member one day and a customer the next day. It doesn't have to be something every day, but if you're making it a point every single day to follow up with someone consistently, how could that change your business? So those are the 5 things that I put out there to be consistent in. Creating a daily list, how could that change how you work your business? Number 2, the VIP group. What if you posted in there every single day? How could that change your business? Number 3, welcoming new team members, having a plan for that. How often are you going to talk to them? What are the top things that you want to cover with them? Maybe you send them a card when they join your team. Create a process that you're going to do consistently every single time someone joins your team. Number 4, customer interactions. Are you doing thank you notes? Are you shouting them out? Are you following up? Are you keeping track of what they order? And then number 5, just follow up across the board. How often are you doing that in your business? And I think that until you make a commitment to yourself and follow through with the commitment, it's hard to see how consistency can pay off. And maybe start with just one of them. Maybe this is overwhelming. It's busy. It's December. Christmas is around the corner. You have a lot going on. The kids' school. I know how it goes. So maybe just make one promise to yourself, and that's going to be the VIP group thing. Or maybe that's not really that important to you. You're more like, I need to get better at my customer interactions. Pick one thing and make a promise to yourself that you are going to do that. And keep track of how long you do it, because that was something that was really motivating to me, is that I was keeping track just for myself. I was posting it. I did it on my Instagram stories, and I wouldn't do it every day, but I would be like day 20, day 25, day 32, day 45. And a lot of people would be like, what are you keeping track of? Are you doing like a challenge? And I'm like, no, I made a promise to myself, and I'm keeping track of how long I can keep a promise to myself. You don't have to do that with this, but I think that your VIP members would probably start to definitely recognize that you are in it, working your business with a post every single day in your group. And no one can make you do it. That's the thing about consistency. No one's going to check in with you every day and be like, did you do your post? Did you do your workout? Did you drink all your water? No one's going to do that. That's why it is actually hard, because you are keeping a promise to yourself. And it's the hardest thing to do, honestly. It's easier for me to tell a friend, I will watch your kids, and seriously, I won't back out. Whether, I have someone who's sick or I'm sick myself, if I tell my friend I'm going to watch their kids, I'm going to watch their kids. But if I tell myself I'm going to do this, it's sad. It's like less likely to happen when you make a promise to yourself. So when you keep those promises and when you are on the edge of something big, it is the most important time to push through and be consistent and hold yourself accountable for the promises that you are making. Does anyone have any questions? Trying to keep it under 30 minutes here. Let's see. Awesome, Teeny. Yes, there is a prize, I should say, or a reward for having those 5 team members. If you guys didn't see that, you can get the day away ticket, hotel credit, and flight voucher. So that is a huge, huge reward, but obviously a huge task to have 5 new team members. Okay, Kate says, thank God there's an app Scentsy uses, and holy crap, makes my life so easy. This was amazing. Yes. And I think that that's what we're working towards, because there are tools, imagine if you guys, there's tools like Maven, and I think that FitFu, there's a few different ones. But literally you enter in all of your customers' information, and then this app keeps track of it. And so 2 days from now, it would tell me, hey, follow up with that person you sent samples to. 5 days from now, it would tell me, hey, follow up with that person who made a purchase. It gives you every day a list of to-dos on following up with people. So imagine if Posh had one of those that had all of our information integrated into it, and we just had to check that every day to see what we had to do to follow up in our business. And so that is something that they are working towards. So you can use Maven in the meantime. You can use any of the different apps that you have, but Posh is working on one specifically for us. So I am super excited about that. And I think that it is going to be a game changer, because right now I just think about how hard it is for me to keep up with follow-up, and I do this almost full-time. So for someone who has only 20 or 30 minutes a day to work their business, if they could log into a program and see, this is what I need to do to work my business today, that's a game changer. So we are super excited about that. I agree, Kate. It's a step in the right direction for sure. I use notebooks too, Amanda, and sometimes, like, see, I have my notebook. And I have tons of different notebooks all over the place. It's probably part of my problem, but I literally just write down, like, this is what I need to do, this is what I need to do. Over here's a list of what I need to do. So I'm excited to get a little more technologically advanced with an app, but I have a feeling that I will probably still rely on my trusty notebooks that are all over the house. Oh, I love that, Kate. And I feel that way a lot too, because there's all these times that you think, like, is it worth it? Or things get frustrating. I mean, it's a business for sure. We are lucky that it's the kind of business where we can say that we have fun, but it's still a business, and there are bumps in the road in businesses. There are obstacles that we have to overcome. There are definitely frustrations, and when you are consistent, you often, as soon as you get to the point where you're like, I'm so frustrated, the next day you see something and you're like, that's why I do it. You have a happy customer, or you go to an event and someone tries Posh for the first time and falls in love with it, or you have a team member who says that you made their day. It's little things like that that keep us all going. So, and you guys are that for me, so thank you. So if you guys have any questions, let me know on the team page. I'm going to do the same thing. I'll go ahead and download this and save it to YouTube, post it on the company page, and then follow along so that I can answer any questions that you guys have. Next week, we are going to be talking about customer service. So that is something fun to look forward to next week, and something that will be helpful in the holiday season, and then heading into the new year and making sure that we are taking care of our customers. So if there are no other questions, I will let you guys go. I know it's dinner time or bedtime, depending on what coast you live on. And I will post this on the company page and talk to you guys all later. So have a good night.